On the 22nd of August, 1911, a painter by the name of Louis Birot had just set up his easel in the salon car. Intending to copy the painting of the Mona Lisa, he lifted his head, only to discover that the wall where the painting was supposed to be was empty. He informed the guards, but it was already much too late. The painting had long been stolen, and much to the Louvre's chagrin, it had been empty for a good 28 hours before the discovery of its disappearance. The Mona Lisa shot to fame overnight, but France's borders had to be sealed, and ships leaving had to be searched. When these borders were lifted and the museum was reopened some time after, more people had visited just to get a glimpse of the empty wall where the Mona Lisa used to hang than there were people visiting the entire museum itself compared to the previous year. You'd think it ought to, but the Mona Lisa wasn't the only incident that brought humiliation to the Louvre. It was merely a part in a list of many more embarrassing incidents for the Louvre. Just months prior, a French reporter had exposed the Louvre for its lack of surveillance. He demonstrated how easy it was to just lift and leave with any of the artworks displayed in the Louvre. Well, clearly, they hadn't learned. During the investigation, police managed to track the case and wooden frame, which previously housed the Mona Lisa, located near a stairwell. Unfortunately, they could not find a match to the fingerprint left on the item. A week passes, and yet there's barely any new leads on the investigation. But when investigations seemed to lead nowhere, a figure appeared outside the Paris journal bearing news. Introducing Joseph Gary Perret. On the 29th of August, just 8 days after the heist, Perret had confessed to stealing several statues over the years from the Louvre. Well, how does this have any relevance to the Mona Lisa heist? You see, Perret admitted to having sold 2 of the statues to a painter friend a while back. Desperate for any new evidence, and with Perret providing the journal with possible new leads, they decide to publish his confession. The journal refused to share Perret's name. However, in one of his confessions had left a clue that led the police to poet Apollinaire. Even so, police didn't think Apollinaire acted alone. Now, Apollinaire and Picasso were the closest of friends, both being part of a group called La Bande de Picasso, also famously known as the Wild Men of Paris. Well, given the trouble they're about to go through, they sure live up to their name all right. With this information, police had initially thought they had come across a group of art thieves. The police stormed Apollinaire's residence, but unfortunately turned up empty-handed. Apollinaire and Picasso weren't entirely innocent, however. True to Perret's words, Picasso did buy 2 Iberian statues from the former, but this was stored in Picasso's residence. Afraid of getting caught and sent back to their native homeland, the pair set out to the Seine in the dead of night to dispose of the stolen statues. They had stuffed the statues in an old suitcase, but felt too heavy-hearted to part ways with the statues, and so, at around 2 a.m., they trudged the miles back to their studio. Later that morning, Picasso returned the statues to the Paris journal. Due to several conflicting accounts, Apollinaire was soon brought in for questioning by the police. After some pressure, Apollinaire also implicated Picasso, which was how they both ended up for trial. To say it was messy was an understatement. Both parties kept changing their testimonies, and at the height of the trial, Picasso had even hysterically denied being acquainted with Apollinaire. There were some tears from both of them, begging the court for forgiveness. Apollinaire confessed to everything from harboring Perret to keeping stolen statues and for trying to conceal evidence. The judge had also, at this point, realized the pair had nothing to do with the heist or who had done it, but dismissed them on a stern admonition. As for the Mona Lisa, well, if you're watching this video sometime after 1913, you'd know it had been returned to the Louvre. The painting had resurfaced in Florence 2 years after its disappearance, when an Italian man by the name of Vincenzo Perugia had been arrested after attempting to sell the artwork.